We are stronger and better when we work together, the three of us.
The once busy streets of Mexico City are now thriving with signs of prosperity and endless opportunities. To put it simply, Mexico has become the new United States. Meanwhile, across the border, the US is grappling with a severe labor shortage, crumbling infrastructure, and political conflicts that have stalled its progress. This isn't just a bold prediction. It's a future that will take shape even before 2034. The script has flipped. Once seen as the underdog, Mexico has risen to become a powerhouse of innovation, economic growth, and resilience. But how did this transformation happen? How did Mexico, once striving to catch up, end up outpacing the very nation it once admired? Let's uncover the story. Beyond policies and government initiatives, the real driving force behind this shift is the people. Yes, we'll discuss the key policies shaping Mexico's future. But first, let's focus on the people making it happen. As the United States faces the harsh reality of an aging workforce, Mexico is propelled forward by a young and energetic population fueling its economy. The contrast between the two nations couldn't be more striking. Mexico's median age is significantly lower compared to the US. This isn't just a number, it's a powerful advantage in a world where labor shortages are becoming a major economic hurdle. In the tech-driven cities of Guadalajara, Monterrey, and Mexico City, young innovators are doing more than just coding. They are pioneering new technologies at an unprecedented pace. Unlike Silicon Valley, which increasingly depends on foreign talent to fill its gaps, Mexico is cultivating and retaining its homegrown experts. The result? A surge of startups leading the way in fintech, renewable energy, and cutting-edge tech solutions. According to a World Bank report, Mexico has witnessed a significant rise in tech startups over the past few years, surpassing even Silicon Valley's growth rate. But what's the real game changer? It's not just about having a young workforce, it's about keeping them. In contrast to the US, where young professionals are weighed down by student debt and skyrocketing living costs, Mexico offers an affordable, opportunity-rich environment that encourages its brightest minds to stay. The government has actively fostered this momentum through grants, tax incentives, and innovation hubs designed to propel young entrepreneurs forward. This youth-centric strategy is already paying off, with Mexico's tech exports climbing rapidly. The US may have the financial muscle, but Mexico holds the real advantage: a thriving, youthful workforce. In a world where aging populations threaten economic growth, the nations that harness their youth will lead the future. Mexico is proving to be one of them, surging ahead in industries that demand fresh talent and groundbreaking ideas. But that's not the whole story. One of Mexico's greatest strengths is its resilience. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed a painful truth for the US. Its heavy reliance on overseas manufacturing, especially in Asia, left its supply chains vulnerable. When American factories shut down and store shelves emptied, Mexico's manufacturing sector kept running strong. In industrial hubs like Querétaro, León, and Tijuana, production lines continued at full speed, rolling out everything from automobiles to electronics in record numbers. So, why has Mexico thrived where the US has faltered? Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on Africa's shifting economic and geopolitical landscape. Let's get back to it. Mexico's manufacturing success comes down to a few key factors: competitive labor costs, strategic location, and trade agreements that offer seamless access to North American markets. By 2025, US companies are expected to relocate billions of dollars worth of production to Mexico. This isn't just about reducing costs, it's about reliability and speed. With its close proximity, Mexico offers significantly faster shipping times and lower logistics costs compared to China. A study by the Boston Consulting Group found that goods take an average of weeks to reach the US from China, but just days from Mexico. This efficiency is critical in today's world, where just-in-time production is the standard. But Mexico isn't just replacing China, It's setting a new global standard. Guadalajara's Silicon Valley of Mexico is now a hotspot for high-tech manufacturing, producing semiconductors, medical devices, and aerospace technology that meets world-class standards. According to Deloitte, Mexico's adoption of Industry 4.0 technologies, including automation, robotics, and AI, is expanding at an impressive rate, even outpacing the US. What's fueling this shift? It's not just cheap labor, it's skilled labor. Mexico has heavily invested in technical education and vocational training, equipping its workforce with the expertise needed to handle advanced manufacturing. As a result, products labeled Hecho en Mexico are no longer considered second-rate. Instead, they are synonymous with quality and innovation. American factories are struggling to compete, not because of lower wages, but because Mexico offers better speed, efficiency, and craftsmanship. Today, Mexico's manufacturing sector isn't just an alternative. It's the gold standard for reliable, high-quality production. And when it comes to renewable energy, while the US makes ambitious promises, Mexico is taking decisive action. With abundant natural resources, Mexico is rapidly embracing sustainable energy, drawing global attention. Wind farms in Oaxaca and solar plants in Baja California now define the Mexican landscape, powering both local cities and communities across the US border. By 2030, Mexico aims to generate half of its energy from renewables, a goal that not only matches but surpasses US climate targets. While American lawmakers debate green policies, Mexico is already capitalizing on the renewable energy revolution. But beyond all these factors, one key element is often overlooked: unity. While the United States grapples with increasing social fragmentation and polarization, Mexico stands as a testament to the power of unity and social cohesion. At a time when the US is struggling with divisions along political, racial, and socioeconomic lines, Mexico offers a refreshing contrast, a nation bound together by deep-rooted cultural values of family, community, and collective resilience. What's driving this difference? It's not just about traditions or heritage. It's about how social structures translate into economic and social advantages. In Mexico, the concept of familismo emphasizes the importance of family ties, not just as a source of emotional support, but as a foundation for social stability. This cohesion extends beyond immediate families to encompass extended relatives, neighbors, and local communities. In times of crisis, such as the devastating earthquakes of 2017 and 2021, Mexicans came together to rebuild their cities, displaying a level of solidarity that is rarely seen in more individualistic societies, like the United States. In Mexico City's startup hubs, entrepreneurs are not just driven by profit, but by a sense of community purpose. Collaborative co-working spaces are filled with young innovators who leverage each other's skills, networks, and resources to build something bigger than themselves. Contrast this with Silicon Valley, where competition is fierce and collaboration often takes a back seat to individual ambition. In a study conducted by the World Happiness Report, Mexico consistently ranks higher in community cohesion and life satisfaction compared to the US, despite facing economic challenges. This social capital isn't just a feel-good factor. It's a competitive advantage that drives innovation, productivity, and resilience in times of economic downturn. But social cohesion isn't just about a sense of belonging. It has tangible economic benefits. According to a report by the OECD, countries with higher levels of social trust and cooperation tend to experience 25% faster economic growth than those that are more fragmented. Mexico's emphasis on community support systems has allowed it to weather crises like the COVID-19 pandemic more effectively, with neighborhoods organizing to provide food, healthcare, and financial support to those in need. In a world where social capital is becoming just as valuable as financial capital, Mexico's social cohesion is a critical factor in its economic and social resilience. While the US struggles with social divisions that hinder progress, Mexico's strong sense of community is fueling its rise as a leader in innovation and sustainable development. And because of this, Mexico is facing fewer threats. While the United States faces the looming threat of recession, rising interest rates, and ballooning national debt, Mexico's economy is quietly surging ahead. In 2024, Mexico's GDP grew by 4.2% compared to the US's sluggish 1.8%. What's driving this impressive growth? A combination of strategic investments, demographic advantages, and a focus on sustainable industries. Let's break it down. Mexico's economic policy over the last decade has been laser-focused on diversifying its economy. Gone are the days when Mexico relied solely on oil exports and low-wage manufacturing. Today, Mexico is investing heavily in tech, green energy, and sustainable agriculture. According to the Mexican Ministry of Economy, foreign direct investment, FDI, in tech and renewable sectors grew by 35% in 2023 alone. In the bustling financial district of Mexico City, the skyline is now filled with the offices of multinational companies. From fintech startups to global tech giants, businesses are choosing Mexico over the US for their Latin American headquarters. This shift is not just about lower costs, but also about the ease of doing business. The World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report shows that Mexico has made significant strides in reducing red tape, making it easier to set up and run a business compared to the US, where regulatory bottlenecks and political infighting often stall progress. But there's more to the story. Mexico's young tech-savvy workforce is driving innovation in ways that the aging US labor force simply cannot match. The Mexican government has partnered with universities to launch specialized training programs in AI, robotics, and green technology. As a result, Mexican graduates are entering the workforce with cutting-edge skills that are in high demand globally. While the US struggles with the effects of rising national debt, which now exceeds $33 trillion, Mexico has managed to keep its debt-to-GDP ratio below 50%. This fiscal discipline allows Mexico to invest in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, areas that are often the first to be cut in the US during times of economic hardship. As a result, Mexico is attracting investors who are looking for stable, high-growth markets. The US may have been the economic superpower of the 20th century, but Mexico is emerging as a force to be reckoned with in the 21st. With a young workforce, strategic investments, and a diversified economy, Mexico is outpacing its northern neighbor in key areas that matter for long-term growth. So, if we are in 2035, Mexico won't just be keeping pace with the United States, but in many ways surpassing it. The world is no longer solely looking to Washington or New York for leadership. They're looking to the vibrant streets of Monterrey, the tech parks of Guadalajara, and the clean energy fields of Baja California. Mexico is no longer just the junior partner in the North American alliance, it's the driving force. But what does this mean for the future of North America? The US needs to recognize that the era of unchallenged American dominance is over. Instead of trying to maintain a status quo that no longer serves it, the US should look to Mexico as an example of how to adapt and thrive in a rapidly changing world. The United States faces significant structural challenges that can't be solved with short-term fixes. From an aging population and stagnant innovation to crippling debt and social polarization, the US is struggling to maintain its edge. In contrast, Mexico is rising, driven by its youthful population, strategic economic policies, and a deep sense of social cohesion that the US can no longer ignore. So, the future of North America is not about one country leading the way. It's about collaboration. The US can learn from Mexico's successes in areas like sustainable energy, demographic management, and social unity. If America is willing to set aside its ego and embrace a more cooperative relationship with its southern neighbor, both nations can thrive in the decades to come. The question isn't whether Mexico is the future of America. The question is, Is America ready to learn from Mexico? As global powers shift and new economic leaders emerge, the world may find that the real superpower of the future isn't where they expected. It's south of the Rio Grande. In the race to build a more sustainable, inclusive, and innovative future, Mexico has shown that it's not just along for the ride. It's ready to take the wheel. Do you think the US must take notes? Can the US copy Mexico? Let us know in the comments. Is a multipolar world becoming a reality? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. We bring you videos on topics nobody talks about.